Good day. Welcome to another episode of Ned's Healing Sanctuary. I hope that this message finds you in the best of health and at peace. Today, I thought we would talk about the secrets to never feeling offended. These are tips and tricks that I use um, to kind of detach from conversations and activities that may offend other people. Okay, so I'm going to share them with you today. Let's get started. So first, let's talk about some examples of things that may offend you. All right. So here's one about somebody's hair. Um, what did you do to your hair? It looks like an animal crawled onto your head and died. Okay, that may be offensive to many people. Here's one about bad breath. Your breath smells so bad, you could knock a dinosaur out cold by breathing on him. Okay, that could be offensive. Here's one about housekeeping. Wow, your table is so dusty. When was the last time you cleaned your house? Okay. Here's one that a mother in law might say to a mom. Why do you feed your kids so much junk food? Don't you know how to cook a healthy meal? Okay, you got to have thick skin for these. All right, here's one at work. Jack, I specifically asked you to create a sales report of all stores in our southern region. Why does it contain stores from our northern region? Do you have a hearing problem? Okay, and here's one that may happen if you're driving on the road. Someone, let's say you're driving on a street and someone turns onto your street in front of you, cuts you off. So you have to slam on your brakes in order to avoid an accident. Okay, you may feel offended on that, and then you may start chasing this car that cut you off, and you may give them a piece of your mind, yell at them, swear at them, and then it escalates from there. Right? You don't know where it's going to end. So these are, it could get dangerous. It has gotten dangerous all over the world. So these are important concepts that I want to share with you about how to stay grounded and how not to be affected by what people say to you or do to you. All right? So everything is a mirror. Okay, think of it like offenses are not truly caused by external action, not by others. Okay, it's an internal trigger within you. So what offends you is a reflection of something that you believe to be true about yourself, like a fear, a judgment, or an unhealed wound, a trauma that you're holding. All right, and when they take the external action, it triggers it. Right, you believe that about you when it's not true. So you need to understand that you own the feeling. The offense that you're feeling is your feeling, not the speaker's action. Okay, the speaker may have acted clumsily or unkindly, but the suffering, it's self-inflicted by you, to yourself, through your agreement with what they did or what they said. All right? So what should you do? Identify the wound. Instead of reacting to the speaker, ask yourself, what belief in myself is triggering this? Or what part of me feels judged or unsafe or unloved by this action? Okay? The external event, use that as a trigger, as a highlight, as a flashlight, as an alert, right? To address the area of need within you. Healing and compassion is what it needs. If you heal it, then it won't trigger you again the next time. So let's talk about the 3 practices of invulnerability. Following these practices will make you invulnerable, okay, to offense. You will never feel offended. One is don't become attached to outcomes. What does this mean? Release the need for external validation. So feeling offended stems from a deep need for others to see you, value you, or behave in a way that matches with your expectations. When you realize that your self-worth is determined by you and only you, then the opinions and actions of others lose their power to define and diminish you. They will just bounce off of you or hit you and fall to the ground because Your power and who you are is only determined by you, not what anybody else says or does. You also should focus on maintaining your high vibration. We've talked about every living being has an aura, right? And this is energy flowing through them and around them. And this has a vibrational frequency. The aura does. The frequency is determined by feeling positive emotions and thoughts like peace, love, forgiveness, and joy. These are high vibrational emotions. And if you feel them consistently, then you will have a high vibration. You will be happier and healthier and have an easier life. So if you allow outside comments to lower your vibration, this means you're giving your power away and you're letting others affect who you are, what you stand for. And that should only come from you. Okay? So choose to maintain your inner peaceful state over an external reaction. Okay? Stay grounded. Stay true to yourself. Know where your power is. Don't react. Number 2, embrace unconditional love and compassion. See your highest self. When people act unkindly or offensively, they are operating from a place of pain, separation, and unconsciousness. They may be aware of what they did or said, or they may not. It does not matter. Their soul is temporarily shrouded in this ego act that they did. So, say a prayer of compassion. Realize that instead of feeling attacked, you're actually witnessing suffering from the speaker or the actor. Okay? It's their issue, not yours. So you should think they are clearly hurting to act and speak in that way. I send them love. Okay, you need to recognize what's really happening here. Don't fall prey to egoic responses and falsities. What's really happening is when somebody attempts to attack you or speaks in an unkindly way, whether they realize it or not, it's they are the ones who are deficient. They have the disparity. They have the trauma, and they're projecting it onto you. Okay? So send them love. This separates you from your pain and from your personal experiences. 3, understand the principle of free will. So don't try to control others. Every person is on their own unique journey of growth and consciousness. And their choices, even if they decide to be rude or judgmental or ignorant, it's their right as free beings to act that way. You cannot control them. Okay? So realize that it's not about you. Realize that people's words and actions are reflecting their inner world instead of a factual statement about you. Even if they're talking to you, slandering you, okay, attacking you, it's not about you. It's about them. They're projecting their inner deficiency to you. So if someone calls you a name, they're simply projecting their own shadow and defining their reality, not yours. All right? So you have the sovereign right to simply observe what they're doing and saying and decline the projection. Just don't believe it. Don't react. So how do you respond to feeling offended in the moment? One is don't react immediately. Use the sacred pause. All right? How do you do this? 1, stop and breathe. Okay? So just pretend somebody just offended me. Here's what I do. Take 1 deep breath. Focus your attention in your body on your heart center. This is where you feel offense, emotion, right here. Say, thank you, mirror. Okay? Mentally acknowledge that this feeling is a spiritual lesson or a mirror. An alert just came up and told you have a deficiency. All right? So use a spiritual mantra next and quietly affirm your inner truth, what you know to be true. My peace is non-negotiable. This is one thing you could say. I am invulnerable, like you're wearing a suit of armor, and these attacks will not penetrate you because you decide who you are and what you feel. I am only responsible for my own love and light. So I can control myself. I can choose to feel and be who I want. I cannot control anyone else. I understand that, and I'm not trying to. Okay? And number four, you can respond or don't respond from peace. So once you feel your inner peace return, you can choose a conscious response. One could be setting a boundary, like, I am not available for this conversation right now. Like, I'm not going to even discuss it with you, what you just said or did. A second response could be silence. Smile and say nothing. Let the comment pass. Be bigger than them. A third way to handle it is through detachment. Like, hear what they said, see what they did, and leave it with them. Oh, that's an interesting perspective, and move on. That's not your perspective, it's theirs. You decline the projection from them. Okay? This is how you handle feeling offended. So, how do we use these concepts on our spiritual journey to awakening or enlightenment? One, live in alignment with God, your higher self. In past episodes, right here on your right shoulder. How do you do this? By thinking positively, acting positively, and feeling positively. One flows to the other. So control your thoughts. Okay? Just like we talked about earlier. Be kind and forgive yourself and others. Be authentic. Act out of love with pure intentions. Always do what's best for the people involved in a situation. What does this get you? Well, it reduces guilt and stress. 2, it makes your life happier, healthier, and easier. 3, if you keep this up for a long period, it'll end a negative karmic cycle that you may be trapped in. And every time you react the right way and interpret things like we discussed the right way, okay, you don't overreact, you don't attack, you don't respond. This is a way to empty your karma jar, one stone at a time. Every time you react the right way, you take a stone out of your karma jar and throw it outside. And you're not adding new ones in. That's the key, because then you're going backwards. When you end your karma, you empty the jar, then you can manifest your own reality by the law of attraction. What you think, what you believe to be true, okay, what you feel will become your reality. You will surround yourself with people that think and feel and act the way you do. High vibration, happy, okay, forgiving. And when you do that, you elevate your vibrational frequency, get so high, you become awakened to your true self. You know that you control your own power, and nothing can change that. Nothing anybody says or does out there means anything to you. Okay? You can choose to accept what they say and what they do or not. But what really matters is here, the belief in yourself. That's what you'll become awakened to. And you'll become awakened to new spiritual powers, and you'll have this really strong belief in yourself that is unshakable. No one will be able to affect it. No one. Because you won't let them. And you can use this power to go out and change the world for the better. Help humanity, which is sorely needed. Okay? So, I hope that you enjoyed this episode of Ned's Healing Sanctuary. Remember to give me a thumbs up on a like and subscribe to the channel to get more content like this and to be aware of it when I publish it. And remember, you can find Ned's Healing Sanctuary on all these sites and apps. I look forward to seeing you next time. I really enjoyed my time with you today. Take care.